Oh, trust me, I will.
I know you will. Hi, Tiani.
Hello, Maya.
Nice to have you. I'm so
Thank you
happy
so
to see
much.
you. It's like my
I am
greatest pleasure and joy to hear the story that we're about to hear. So,
too.
yes, we should just dive right into it. So, you took ACH level one, level two. Now you have a rockin' business going, aside from many other amazing, impressive things that you do. So, just start by telling me and everyone, why did you make this move to try ACH, Advanced Conversational Hypnosis? What was the motivation?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I was already a hypnotherapist. So I got certified as a hypnotherapist back in 2021. And so it had been a few years. And when I first certified, it was I did RTT. That was the training that I did at the time. And it was very powerful, more powerful than anything I had tried at the time up until then. But I didn't feel like it was helping me get the results with my clients, that like the reliable results, the ones that I'm like looking, I
Reliable, I
really
like
want
that.
to be able to believe that this works every
Totally.
time. And it was kind of hit or miss, not just with my clients, but also with me. Even when
Yeah.
I was the client and receiving it, it would sometimes help me and sometimes it wouldn't. So I really needed something stronger or like more potent in my
Yeah.
mind. I was looking for like
More
something more potent.
bulletproof too, like more.
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't know that this existed, but I kept hearing about ACH from other hypnotherapists from, the community, the hypno world. And I kept hearing about it. And I heard about so many of my other colleagues switching over and coming into ACH. And so I think you replied to something I typed or something on Facebook. I don't even know how I
It
found
was, it
you,
was, it was.
but okay, that's what I thought so. And I went and of course I Facebook stalked you like a crazy person. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is the woman for me. She gets me, she understands. And she's talking about this ACH thing. And she's she's really, I don't know. There's something about the way you were talking about it that made me feel like it was the potency that I needed, that I was looking for. So I got onto the call
Strong
with you.
medicine. Strong medicine.
Yeah, when I got into the call with you, the level of confidence, and you probably ACH'd me in the call, and whatever it was, I had in my mind after I spoke with you, I'm signing up. There's no doubt about it. What do I need to do? When am I
Has
clicking the
it has
button?
has it met your expectations? Like you
Oh
felt so
my
sure
God.
about it. Now
It
what do
is
you think?
it has blown my expectations out of the
Right,
water.
right. So your
I thought I
intuition
was
was
just
right.
gonna Yeah, I thought I was just going to end up signing up for another hypnotherapy program, and I was gonna have to, put the two together and figure out how they can build on each other. But no, honestly, this is the only method I use now.
I know.
Honestly,
Me
I
too.
have switched over with even all of my clients, even my older clients who I was using the older method with. I've told them, hey guys, we're doing something new now, and it's better and stronger, and you're gonna get way faster results
And it's
and way
faster,
more
yeah.
permanent. Yeah.
Faster is something I
And
really
they love it. Even the ones who I've switched over, they're like, this is so much better.
agree. Agree. Same. And so what did you think of the course? Like how did you find taking it, being in it? What was your feeling?
The course was so different than most courses that I'm used to.
I'm so
Because
flattered when you say that. It is a different course, isn't it?
it's very different. And at first, it's like, what is happening right now? Because, like you always teach, it's more of a caught. Like it's not so
Yeah,
taught, it's more caught.
yeah.
And so we dive
I
right
do
on in
say that a lot.
practicing and
Yeah.
getting the practice in, and like, hey, we're just gonna like kind of
Do it
watch it in
live.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see the elements at play in real life time. And no other course have I ever been in that does
I
that
know, isn't that the best that you can that I can rely on it and now you can rely on it so much that we can do
that
it
much that
live,
you can just do
record
that.
it? I know.
Oh my gosh. And I didn't even come to it
It
live.
even
So,
seems to be better when it's live recorded, which is really weirds me out.
oh, that's true because the collective
I think it's the collective. I mean,
consciousness, I
have you
think.
noticed that
Yeah,
even though I say every
that's
time
actually
I don't
true.
promise any breakthroughs because we're training right now, isn't it true that it's like
Yeah. It's
surprisingly
really
fast and
powerful.
effective when we're doing it as a group?
It really is. It really is.
Weird.
And when I signed up, I actually signed up in between. I had just missed the one that you did. And then the next one wasn't for a few months. And I was like, oh my goodness, how I just want to sign up now. I don't want to wait till the live. And it was still so powerful. Like the way that you teach it is so easy and practical that I trusted that I could just watch the video recording of the last ones
Yeah.
and
And
learn
was
it.
that
And
true? Can you learn the method just from the Evergreen product?
hell yeah. What? I was in there rocking and rolling,
Yeah.
and I hadn't even had any practice sessions yet
Exactly.
because I had just joined the Facebook group and I was like just posting, "Hey guys, can anybody practice with me?" When I sold my first ACH packages, 3 of them, I hadn't even experienced it myself. I didn't
Really?
come in
Wow.
as part of the live cohort. So I didn't get part of the demo. I wasn't able to raise my hand and do a practice demo either as the practitioner or
Yeah,
as a
we're
client.
getting
And I was over here killing it, selling packages, getting clients, and I didn't even know how it felt to receive it. But I just from watching the recordings, I was very confident that I could do this.
How has your confidence changed between level 1 and level 2?
Oh man. So I've done 2 sessions of level 2. One was a practice one with a fellow level 2er here in the course. And then the other one was my actual client, which was last night. And
So
it is, yeah, I know, it was exciting. Um, it was so, it was awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like I was already doing a really good job with level
we're
1. And so I was like, okay, I don't know how much level 2 is really going to help me. But when I saw yesterday, especially yesterday, the client that I had yesterday was very much so more motivated in the way that you teach us in level 2.
right,
And I got to follow that pathway. And I was like, oh my goodness, if I didn't know this part, if I only still knew ACH, I
right.
would have gone backwards
That's
from where
right.
she was going because I didn't
It
know I
gives
could
you
follow
so
that
much
path.
more flexibility and so much more
Yeah, but
stretch.
knowing her style and what really
Yes,
motivates her, I
yes,
could follow that. And I was like, oh my goodness. Normally, I probably would have gone a different direction, but I
yes.
felt like she was guiding me a lot more accurately to take her to where she needed to go. And I could go with her because I had all the tools to know,
That's the coolest,
oh,
yeah.
now I can use this completely the way that she needs it to be. And it was incredible. She's a clinical director of therapy, some clinic. She has like a whole therapy office. She's the clinical director and all that stuff. She's got, all these accolades and everything. And she was blown away. She was like, "What?"
No,
She was
I
like, "What?"
love it. I love it when doctors come to me and psychiatrists. I'm like, come right
Yeah,
on in. Let me show
because I
you
don't
something.
think that they experience
Exactly.
breakthroughs during their sessions. They
That's
they
right.
experience the breakthrough
Especially not the
after.
first time that you meet them.
Right. It's like after a series of us going over this and practicing practical tools in your day-to-day life and coping mechanisms and different things,
Yeah.
then eventually you'll start to feel better. But I don't think she expected by the end of 90 minutes for her to have, she was like, I feel lighter, I feel brighter. I don't know what's going on. Like,
And I sometimes see people transform like their appearance and their voice, and
yes,
their skin.
100%.
It's like literally live right in
Yeah,
front of you. It's weird.
right in front of you. Yeah. So level 2, just it it's level 1 is super effective. And
Yes,
then level 2 took it to where I think it makes it easier and faster.
that's right. That is the goal of it.
Yeah.
To first
Yeah.
give you the engine and then give you the car. Like then you can
Exactly.
go really far. What
Yeah.
has it done to your practice to have this new modality?
Oh man.
She's like, how much time do you have?
Seriously. Oh my God. I've worked with a business coaching company and I'm on staff with them still, like in the interim. They contract me from time to time. And that business coaching company always talks about having high ticket prices. And I just could never bring myself to charge high ticket prices like ever before I started training. And then once I started with ACH, I was like, okay, I'm feeling good. I could charge a little bit more.
Right.
And then I started charging slightly more, but it was okay because I actually finally started getting paying clients. So even though it wasn't the high ticket price that I was
Right.
looking for, at least it's paying clients, right? Which was a huge game changer from the last 3 years where I maybe had like 2 clients over the course of the three
Oh wow,
years.
huge.
Yeah, huge difference to get 3 clients in a week or 2 after graduating from, or not graduating, but finishing the ACH course, versus the 3 years it took me to find the 2 clients before that. So yeah, game changer, but I still didn't feel like super confident, like I ain't gonna charge hella a lot of money right now until I took level 2. And then that's when you saw me make that post. I was like, 2 hours after the level 2, day 1 of level 2,
I made
I
more
sold.
money than I made all of last year.
Yes, exactly. I literally made $3,000 in sales 2 hours after
So
we
it
finished
paid
it.
the course over 3 times on the same day.
It did on the same day.
I mean, that's some
Exactly.
serious ROI. That's like
Exactly.
what
It
I'm
really
looking for.
was. It really
I,
was. And I feel like I hadn't even received, I wasn't one of the recipients on day 1. I don't think
Mhm.
I think the next day I
Yeah,
did I was the practitioner, the practice practitioner. But I think, like you said, the collective energy in that class, and also seeing the potential of how much more powerful
that's
this
right.
tool is, I had way more confidence. And
And so
so,
let me ask you this. Do you think I mean, I don't want to say easy because it's what we do is not easy and it takes energy and it takes focus and it takes a lot of out of me and it takes a lot of our souls. But in a general sense, do you find that hypnosis easy?
oh,
I
hell
teach it.
yeah. You know what? Honestly, I I love it. Like, there's
Fun, right?
there's nothing else. Like, even if
Fun.
I'm tired,
Yep.
I have my 3-month-old plus the other 4 kids that we have. They're all 9
That's
and
right.
under.
Danny has 5 kids on top of being an amazing hypnotist, including a newborn, everybody. So if you think you don't have time for hypnosis, you do.
You do.
You
Exactly.
definitely do.
And so, there are times where I'm just really tired.
Yeah.
And any other time, I'll be like, man, I am so tired. I'm not trying to get out of this bed. But if I have a session, like, and I told you, I've switched over to strictly
Yeah.
ACH. That's all I do, level 1 and 2 of ACH with my clients now, right? If I have a session, I feel so invigorated, even if I'm tired, because I'm so excited for what we're about to go, like the little journey we go on. And after I do the session, I'm so awake, it's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
it
Same.
really wakes me up, even if I go in slightly tired or
Yeah.
slightly like depleted of energy. Like, 20 minutes in
Very
and
healing, isn't
it's
it?
different.
I
Yes,
know.
it's so
Even when I'm
healing.
cranky or if I have a bit of a
Yeah.
rough edge to me, I do the session and it's like it does the same work on me as it does on them.
It every time.
It's amazing.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, it's not easy in the sense of like, yeah, you don't have to try, you don't have to work on it,
Exactly.
you don't have to hone
Yeah,
your
right.
practice, not like that, but
Right.
it's
I agree.
easy when it feels fun,
Right.
when it feels invigorating, when it feels healing.
Accessible, dependable,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not, yeah, it's not, it's the method itself feels very intuitive.
human.
So
It's
it's
very
like
human.
it's the way we're supposed to be
Yeah.
doing things. And
Yes. Isn't that
so,
how I feel that way too?
yeah,
We've
yeah,
overcomplicated it over the history and we don't need all
yeah,
that. We can do it the more organic way. It is organic. I think that's what it is, organic
yeah,
hypnosis.
organic. That's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
Also, what's been the impact on your financial life? I mean, like, how different
Well,
is it to have this tool versus the other tools?
my gosh. So just within the 2 days, like, so I just told you about
Yeah,
the first person, the first day of level 2. And then literally 9 days after I did level 2, finished the classes, I got my second $3,000 client. And I'm like, in my mind, I can't even comprehend that, because not only was I when I was just doing level 1, I still had some consistent clients. They were paying me smaller amounts, but over time that adds up. And then after I did that for a few months, then I brought this big package into play. And I mean, it's only been 9 days of 10, 11, whatever now. Like, it's been a
right.
couple of, I don't even think it's been a full 2 weeks since we finished level 2 training, maybe exactly 2 weeks.
Two
But
weeks more. No, no, it's this weekend coming up on 2 weeks. It's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we're almost to the 2 week mark. It hasn't even been that. And I've already made $6,000 just from it. And I'm like, okay, wait a second. Wait. I can't, I don't know what it will look like at the end of the year, but I'm just going off of this projection. If I keep up at this rate, and that's what my
Six
husband told
grand.
me.
I know, and 6 grand a month
Yeah,
is a
a
seventy-five
month.
thousand, $72,000 a year, and that's just right out of the
Yes.
block.
Yes, it is.
So when I
Exactly.
say to people that it's $100,000 a year job, right when you learn it, I'm not joking. Would you
You're
concur?
not.
I'm
Absolutely. And
not, right?
Maya, you are, how many times did you see me post in the Facebook group? That sounds insane. I could never charge that much. How many times did you
I
see me
know.
dropping that?
I
That's
know.
like a dream that will never come true for me. Like I
No.
was like,
And it's been like 15 minutes. That's why you should hire this woman because she knows how to make this thing happen.
thank you. Right.
True. Well, and that's
Ah,
another thing you and I were kind of laughing about when we first got on the screen together, which is like the business angle is weird, the quantum angle is weird, but the personal angle is really why
the
I'm addicted, why
personal.
I love teaching, and why I love my practice, and why I just feel
Yep.
so confident in sharing this. I mean, tell me more about how you feel about
100, 100%. Oh my gosh. So for the longest time, I did not have a niche and I didn't know who I wanted to help, but I wanted to have a little bit more specific marketing. And so I just really didn't know where to go. And I think it was right as I was signing up for level one, it was right afterward or right before where I figured out I want to be a women's confidence expert. That's going to be my niche. I
that.
want to do women's confidence and, perfectionism and procrastination and chronic self-doubt, imposter syndrome, all of that stuff. And that felt really dear to my heart. And it wasn't until I did the full level, like once I did level one training, I knew I could actually help women to really knock out their confidence blocks. I hadn't even received it yet. I
Right.
told you that. Hadn't even done that part yet. And so just knowing how powerful this tool was helped me and my clients to where they were getting those results. And then once I finally did receive it, mind you, I received it from our practice sessions. Like I didn't even hire
Right.
anybody officially who does ACH. I
It's
just
a
was
nice
doing,
a nice perk of our group, I'd say.
yeah,
Nice
just
perk
I
of our group
connected
that you
with
can
the rest
practice with
of the group. Yeah,
our
we
coworkers.
were practicing swapping, and so I finally got a session where I was receiving and I was the client. And when I tell you, I've experienced change in a way that makes like no sense. It almost feels like I was making up the problem before. Like like it's so easy for me to be in this
That's
more
great.
optimized space
That needs
that
to
I
be my
almost feel
bumper
like I was
sticker. I need to make
pretending
a
at some
bumper
point.
sticker.
Like
I
like when
can't
you
even
like, oh,
remember how
honey,
I
I can't
had that
open the
problem.
jar. Oh my goodness, I can't open the jar, but like you can, but you're trying to make your husband feel strong. It feels like, was I doing that? Because there's no way it was
That's
that
so
easy
funny.
to just
That's so
switch. Like, and it was
and,
from
mhm.
other people who are also practicing. They're not on your level, Maya. This is not people who've been doing this for years. These are the other ones of us who they're just learning and they're still practicing. And if it could be that powerful, I realized that if it only took one session for me to,
Right.
there's so many changes. And I would say the number one changes are the fact that I've been staying so consistent in posting in my business. I've never stayed consistent on social media ever. That has been the bane of my existence, my entire business. Okay, what am I going to write about? What do I talk about? What do I say? And I go on forever. And you saw my posts, but Maya, what do I say? Like, and I kept asking
And
that in the
now I see you
beginning,
posting like every single time I open my
left and
phone.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I was gonna make a post at least every single day. I don't do 3 times a day because I have a family of 7 to tend to, and so I just need to keep it to whatever works for me. But I've been so consistent with that. And then the other thing, not just consistent in my business, but consistent in my energy levels. So now I'm eating better, I'm exercising more, I'm hanging out with my kids way more. Another thing, and I don't think you ever heard anything, an update, Maya. When you first met me, I was like, I'm gonna divorce my husband. That's That was like, it was happening. I was ready. I
I'm
had
not
all my
laughing at you. I'm laughing
I
with
had
you.
all my documentation ready. I had the
You
recordings
did
on the
mention it to
phone.
me.
I did. I was trying to explain to you. I was like, I need to make this business happen because I got to leave this man. He's awful. He's horrible. And, you know, not that he wasn't, he was being pretty bad at the time. But as I kept working through, I would say after like 3 practice sessions where I was the client, um, maybe even 4, I had cleared out so much within myself that the level of animosity and like lack of forgiveness that I had toward him just kind of dissolved. Yeah, it dissolved. So then I wasn't becoming a pushover. It wasn't like I'm accepting his ill behavior or like, you know, you need to behave. But the energy between us, it was more of like, I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at the way you're acting. And I think that energy, he could sense it very much so, because the way I was speaking to him now was a
Mhm.
lot more caring and compassionate. When I communicated with him, I don't like the way that you're doing A, B, and C. And I don't know what happened, but we had like the deepest heart to heart ever. If
I'm
like
gonna
after a few of
cry.
those sessions, it was
Uh,
crazy.
so we
And you
also
know,
saved your marriage.
you did, seriously. I mean, we have 5 kids together. We've known each other since we were 10. It's
I'll take
ridiculous.
it.
We've been
I'll
together
take it.
forever.
Take it.
But it was, and I can't say that everybody's relationship is going to be saved just because
Oh,
you do
I
a couple of ACH sessions, but you just never know
right.
how, when you're healing yourself, how
That's
it
right.
starts to show up in your life.
I
And now
agree.
we're not divorced, like you said,
And
and
what
we're
you're
not even
talking
on the
about
verge of it.
and what you're talking about is really accurate because the subconscious, when addressed appropriately or professionally, it does have a really strong cascade effect. And I mean, I think
I
it's
never did a session on our
it's
relationship
exactly that's
too.
what I'm
It
saying.
was
Like,
crazy. Like
no,
what?
and I mean, I think that that's kind of the magic of it is it
Yeah.
has such and I don't want to oversell it to people and I don't like telling people, oh, it'll change your life because how can you define that? But it's true though that it has this very like ricochet effect that gets so much larger than what people bring as their problem. Like I do totally hear and agree with what you're saying, and I do think that that's the kind of diamond
Yeah.
in the rough part of it.
So I feel like the business is kind of just a byproduct. Like I
Yeah,
feel like
right,
it's natural that I will be making more money now, but it's not even what I'm out here trying to do. I'm literally just out here trying to
right.
like help people
The
and
universe.
also have a really great life. I'm just really joyful, and people want to know how do you look so good? You just had a baby. How they just want to know more, and I talk to them a little bit and they're like, "Wait, what? That's possible? You can do that?"
Without stress, without pressure, like that's a big problem too with these other
Yeah,
modalities that you and I are trained in. It's like
right.
a lot of work, it's a lot of paper, it's a lot of
It
prep.
is.
Like if you're a working mom like you and I'm a single mom, you're a mom of five, it's like
Yeah,
comparable.
yeah,
There's kind of a time crunch there where it's like I
for
gotta
sure.
use my soul energy not preparing pieces of paper to read to people, but actually communicating with the subconscious. It's
Right,
funny, right? I
exactly.
agree.
It is.
So bizarre. Why were we doing that before?
Yeah, and I had like the clinical director who asked me yesterday, when she was signing up during our discovery call, she actually asked me, is this going to elicit a trauma response? Like, is it going to dig up past trauma? And I explained to her how I used to do things, which was regression therapy.
Right.
And I
The
told her, I
answer
was
to
like,
that is
I
probably
actually used to do that. And that
right.
was what I was taught as the way to find the root cause, find what's causing all of this. And I did not like it because I felt like I was re-traumatizing my clients. And I felt like I was putting them in an uncomfortable position. But in ACH, whatever way your mind wants to resolve it and feel safe and comfortable resolving it, that's the way we go. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And I
Right.
love that. It feels like you said organic. Like I genuinely like you talk about like your clients that have like the apple they ate since, oh, I felt like it was an apple there, this and that. And when I did my session with her yesterday, she was like, I just want to get my dad's thought out of my head. I just want him to get the thoughts out. I just want to get him out of my head and my parents out of my head. And I was like, go ahead, do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, get
Exactly.
that out of your head. And she did. And that's when she was like, whoa. At the end of that, after she got it out of her head, whatever, I don't know what she
Whatever
did.
that
I
was,
have no idea how she got it out of her head. I didn't tell her how. I didn't say hug the
right?
baby. I didn't say, imagine a balloon or a color. And I
Right.
didn't say shit. I
All
don't
your
know. I don't know
problems
what she
floating
did.
away. Exactly.
Right. I don't know.
And isn't it true that all of that stuff is a bit awkward? I mean, like that was something that I really didn't like about it. It's kind of awkward to tell like intelligent, educated, high functioning people like, okay, now do this. And they're like, what do I know what they're thinking? For all I know, they're thinking, I don't want to do that, or
I
that
don't
sounds
want
dumb
to.
to me, or I need to get out of this chair, or, my grocery list. Like, I don't know what they're thinking when I'm telling them that stuff. And I don't like
Absolutely.
that feeling of like,
Not knowing, is this
not
the right
knowing.
word, the right way? And
Well,
I mean, for my
and moreover,
clients,
is it maybe something that's offending them or that they don't like, or if I'm telling leading them to the ocean, maybe they don't
right.
want to go for, maybe they're afraid of
One of
water.
my one
Like,
of my girlfriends actually
I don't
told me
like
that
that
about
stuff.
a she did a quantum session of some sorts, not with me, but with somebody else. And the words that they used seemed
Right,
really offensive to her
mm,
because it was like some specific words. And growing up, that was a trigger for her. So
right.
she would have
That
never
didn't
used
work.
those words. Right. And like she tells me all the
And
time,
she had
I
to pay
hate
for
that
that.
modality. Right. And she hated it. And she tells me that. And I'm like, that is, I'm sure that the session was like the person was amazing at what they do. It's
Right,
just that if the person who's your client doesn't, that's not how they visualize or comprehend or internalize what's occurring within them, it could offend them, or it could just really just be a waste of time, more
that's
more
right.
likely than not. It's just a waste of time and money. And I closed my eyes, I imagined the clouds and the stairs, and nothing happened. Um, I was relaxed for an hour and that was cool. Like but that's not why I came to you. I didn't want to come to you to get
And what you're
relaxed.
bringing, we could do a whole radio show, which we probably should do, but what you're talking
Yes.
about right now is the difference between trance and relaxation, which a lot of people get them confused. But what's
Yes.
really nice about ACH is we're not really bothering so much with relaxing people. We're really talking about, let's get to the bottom of why you're uncomfortable, why you have a problem, why you're addicted to whatever you're doing. And let's just get that done with so that you can do something else. That's really the
Yes.
focus of it. And I think the single mindedness of it really is key to making it fast and effective.
It really is. And that's why it's fast, is I don't have to do the walking down the steps for 20
That's
minutes. That
right.
takes like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm like, oh my
Or
gosh.
more, or sometimes people,
And
you
then
go on and on, people
and
fall
then they
asleep.
tell me I don't feel like I'm deep enough. I don't
Right.
think you did it right. And I'm like, what?
No.
I have had that before. And I'm like, okay, let's go on the stairs again. Let's go even, we're gonna go
Should we
20
get
floors
back?
down. God.
We need to have a stand-up show. That's really funny. All right, back on the stairs
Back
into
to
the
the stairs. Let's
basement.
go.
Where are we gonna go now?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
you're cracking me up
Yeah.
so much. That's great.
But it's
I
so
agree though. I
helpful.
love ACH because it's professional, it's mature, it doesn't have any, it doesn't have any theatrics to it, it doesn't have any
Does it?
interpreting, it doesn't have affirmations, suggestions, inductions, deepeners. Really,
Yeah.
you don't have to. I mean, it has all of that, but not exactly the way that we've been taught.
And not in the way that, yeah, not to where I'm telling you. And when I answered that question for my client and she asked that about the trauma thing, I even told her, I was like, I actually, you likely won't even notice that hypnosis is occurring as we're doing our session, because I'm never going to tell you close
That's
your eyes or anything. And she told me, I really like that.
right.
She
Yeah,
did not. I feel like oftentimes people feel like they're having to relinquish their control, and that feels really scary.
I agree.
And I love that, like, it's just so natural and normal and just a conversation between, like you said,
Well,
two adults having a good
more
old time,
really,
working
the
through
most
whatever
the
needs to
most
be worked through.
life-changing, exciting, interesting conversation of your lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it great that we get to do that for a living?
For a living, it's so much fun.
Yeah. Do you have
It
anything
is so
else
much
you
fun.
want to add or say or
Um, honestly, I want to add that it's weird because it feels too good to be true.
Okay.
It is really strange. And if anybody watching this is getting that sensation,
Yeah.
just know I just did a workshop this weekend and I told people it's because we've been conditioned to believe that change is supposed to be hard.
That's
That's why it feels so good to be true.
that's right.
Change is not meant to be that hard. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of things that I mean, once it's like change at the subconscious level, when done correctly, is supposed to be in the blink
That's
of an
right.
eye. It's like as soon as it's resolved, it's
That's
resolved.
the truth. And isn't it
And
true that you and I would also be skeptical, except that we've observed it so many times? Like, I will say,
literally,
every time I do a really great session, which is all the time now, every day, I'm
yeah,
always, still, I've done hundreds now, thousands probably. I still am shocked. So
blown away.
there is something about it that's really like out of this world. I do agree with that. And you kind of have to
Absolutely.
like get involved with it and experience it to
It is, but
see that.
I love how easy it is because I mean, really, if you were a kid and you put your hand over fire,
Right.
really, that's the only time that you need to
Yep.
do that. It is not hard
It's
to then
not
change
hard.
your action and stay
I
away
love
from that
that.
fire. It's very simple and very quick. You learned in that instant, it became the new way of being for you.
Yep. And
And
that's what
that's just how
ACH
you
is
are.
like.
That's how ACH is. It's like
It is.
once you identify the thing, it's like, boom, that's just how I am now.
Mhm.
That's just who I am.
Ooh, I'm totally stealing that from you. That is so true and so accurate. And it's really true too over the long term. Like, I have followed clients for now years, and it's true.
Yep.
They just change.
Yeah.
It's not like where we used to read
Do
and then
you
2 months later,
backslide? Do you have to
right,
come
oh, I'm
back?
like,
Right.
no, they did it, and that's who they are now.
Yes, exactly.
And that's who you and
Exactly.
I are now too.
And that's who I'm becoming. I mean, it's like every day I'm just, and it's funny because in the beginning, I wanted to sign up for as many sessions as possible. I was like, oh, can somebody do another ACH on me? And like after the fourth one, I
Yeah,
feel really complete right now that
yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
I'm like I'm more in the like practice phase. I'm like I want to do more as the practitioner versus like feeling the need to go work on anything else right now. I feel really at peace within myself and I'm
True.
not even rushing off. I mean, of course I'll do another session eventually on whatever is coming up for me, but it was I feel so complete
Such a
at this point.
relief, right? To not feel compelled to evolve constantly,
Yeah, all the
compelled
time. I'm
to be
like
healing all the time.
I feel good right now and
Yeah,
it's been
I know.
a
I know.
long time if ever that I've had this feeling. Love it.
Love it. I love this whole report. I love the entrepreneur in you. I love the mom. I love the honesty of your, womanhood. It's all so refreshing, and we need like everybody to act like this and be like you. So thanks for coming to the course. Thanks for recording your opinion and your thoughts on it. And of course, thanks for practicing. It's just so awesome to see you growing your clinic and helping people. And I can't wait to keep watching it all.
Thank you, Maya. I really want to thank you. I know that this is like just part of who you are, and I don't even know if you comprehend fully how much impact you're making in so many
Oh,
different lives. Yeah, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. You are changing not just my life, not just my family's, everybody I touch, and also the way people see healing
yeah.
in general, how
And
we
by the
approach
way,
healing.
I'm gonna cry, so I'll stop the interview here in a second. But I just want to say, like, I do think it's a political move. I do think it's a act of feminism. I do think this is a lot bigger than, oh, I'm gonna quit smoking, or oh, I'm gonna stop my depression. Like, this is a movement. This is a movement where people learn that we have a lot more, you know, a lot more going on than we ever have given ourselves credit for or been educated about. And there's just a lot in it that's not about phobias and addictions and problems.
Right, right.
It's a
Absolutely. I
statement
agree
about
with that.
being human. It's a statement
I
about
agree.
what's
We are
possible. It's a statement about believing in things that are unseen.
absolutely.
So I really appreciate what you're saying, and I really want people to understand that it's a larger cause than healing people with hypnosis.
It
But we
really
also do
is.
do that, and I'm really proud
We
that we
do.
do.
Yes,
And I'm proud that you and I get to represent for that side of things. And just thank you for participating and joining my group and spreading your amazing energy and touching people. And thanks for taking time to come talk to me right now.
Absolutely. I can't wait till we do a second interview when we talk about when I get to my 6 figures.
Oh, that's going to be like before the end of the year. So I'll see you
Oh,
soon.
snap.
See you soon. And I'll see you in masterclass. I'll see you in our next
That's right.
live demo. We have lots of fun things coming up. But for now, have a great evening. Thank you for coming on. And I'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks so much, Maya. Talk to you soon.
Bye, Gianni.
Bye.